to put solar in government. Why can't government ensure that there's electricity in their own estate and you try to put solar, then do you know that you also pay a permit to be able to dig borehole in Lagos and the government cannot give you water? And let me just excite you. Ishuba Yeleko, if you remember, the first controversy that happened was because of water. Pipe on water. That was about 1912 in Lagos. So 1912 to this time, the British colonial fixed, pipe on water, 1912. That's over 100 years. And you don't have access to pipe on water. But if you want to dig a borehole in Lagos, I think you still have to go through a payment permit. I mean, let me check empirically. I mean, I don't like to talk without facts. Okay, yes, you must obtain a permit from Lagos State Water Regulatory Commission before drilling to prevent unregulated, unsafe water sources. So the permit, is it going to come with money or not? So there's a permit for everything. I mean, I don't have problems with that. But when you try to bridge the gap of the failures of government, there's a permit for everything. You see, when we kept on talking that their Band A was a failure, I'm happy that the Ibis Hotel person has come to see how much they pay in costs. If you watch their interview further, he said they were paying, I think, 1 million for electricity. And that money jacked up to, I think, over 10 million afterwards, once they did this, their Band A. So government removed electricity cushioning effect, the tariff. They also removed fuel subsidy, put all of these pressures on the people. And that's why you see the statistics say that over 63% of the population has gone into poverty, not into buffer rate. Let me now tell you the interesting part. Je suis triste. Is the fact that even the money that they said they were going to save from the subsidies that they removed, you can't fund the budgets. The capex of the budget the other day for health ministry, out of over 200 billion, they only put out 36 million. I'm sure, I mean, they can tell everything they're going to tell to the birds that, oh, it was because Wale Edun wasn't well, that's why we told him to go. But I'm sure part of it was also because when the president said, we have met our revenue targets, no oil, Wale Edun came out to say afterwards that we just got 10 trillion in the federation accounts. We are carrying over budget cycles. So even the Buhari, anyway, the president now, because he's looking for votes, I said Buhari is me and I am Buhari. But the Buhari that they said did so worse. Okay, let's take their narrative. Buhari didn't do well. Buhari paid subsidy. Petrol price never went up. Yeah, we had scarcity a couple of times. We didn't have this level of hardship. When you look at it, at least he still paid something down in meeting budgetary regulations, and he didn't take loans like we are taking. I'm sure the other thing the government is celebrating now is the fact that, oh, yes, debt to GDP ratio has gone down. Yes, yes, yes. But when you also look at the numbers, it doesn't stop the fact that the debt burden has increased to 159 trillion. And that's why when I say this government has been playing what they call casino economics, people say, oh, Rufai, you're stupid, you hate him, you're this, you're that, you're an idiot. But it doesn't make and it doesn't add up. That you said you had a cushioning effect, you removed subsidy. Where are the subsidy savings?
That's what people want to know.
Not me talking, not Rufai talking. The World Bank. I think I was quoting a report the other day that they were talking about some hidden accounts apart from the single treasury account that is numbering
pre-distribution deduction.
Thousands. So where is the so-called savings? So where is the so-called dividends? Running 2, 3. So you can see a business person doing all of this. As regards what Dr. Abati is saying, I think Dr. Abati has said it all. No? The question I want to ask is, if he was not Yusuf Buhari, will he ever even think of aspiring? Do you know how many university graduates that are still living with their parents that are still going to look for a job and jumping on buses in Lagos?
Right.
You know how many of them? So, if he was not Yusuf Buhari, do you think we'll even take this story in the first place?
Yeah, but are you blaming him for the family he was born into?
No, I'm talking about the unequal structure in the country. That's what we are talking about, Vimbai. It's because of the unequal structure in the country. Vimbai, do you know the country I want? I want the country where a son of a nobody can aspire to be a somebody. That's all the country I want. But when you have an unequal country, where the son of the high and mighty always get their way,
rotation of elites,
you will build a society that is so unequal that the poor will have nothing to eat one day but the rich. and it's coming soon to Nigeria.